guys, welcome back to another video. Peter Kennedy, Kennedy's Garage, Portlaw. What are we looking at today? Today we have a 2021, or could even be a 2022 Volkswagen Transporter, and I'd like to see what I'm going to be getting here. We have that icon on because she's low in AdBlue I saw a moment ago, and I'm going to try and show you what else is happening now. It's not cropping up for me there now, but let's do it. Please review. Okay, right, that's the thing of nothing for me anyway. Okay, so the icon is because of that no engine start 400 kilometers. So we're going to put AdBlue in it, which is of no concern to me whatsoever. But right now, there we go. 12 volt battery, not charging, stop vehicle. These guys are solar panel men, so PV panel men. PV panel is in electricity. Yeah, creation, crack on the roof of a van. He has his own multimeter, and he has also looked, and he said that he has only there we go. He has only 11.4 or 5 or something volts. Was pulled in here to the yard yesterday evening, parked up, and today I'm going to get it in, have a look and see. Company van, in a bit of a hurry, wasn't pre-booked. I don't know if any of you are seeing it, but we're starting to get heavily overloaded with demand for our services. Where if other lads are seeing the same thing, please let me know. Bob from BMS done a 1 hour video recently on his daily job and how to trip, swap, chop, change. His plan going into work 20 minutes after he lands could be totally different. Trying to facilitate this man, trying to get a look at it and see what's happening. Okay, we're going to reverse her into the workshop, and we will start getting out. Maybe we'll start with maybe a scan tool. And why did I actually think about Bob there? Now, I was just thinking about Bob because I was looking, I don't know how I got confused with my camera. I was thinking about Bob because I think Bob had a problem on one of these recently where the person in the Transporter world, they put in 2 alternators into it, into the Volkswagen Transporter, and lo and behold, he had I think it was a communication line fault, where I do know that these yokes have, I believe, a LIN bus wire coming from the alternator for communication. I do also know that on the battery or intelligent battery sensor we should have a LIN bus signal, and we're going to see, do a code scan, see where we end up, or start the ball rolling from, or whatever we want to do. Make a kind of a methodical plan anyway. First plug-in done, code scan, see in the control module, gateway module, AC, a couple of bits and pieces, and up there I can see 11.9 volts. Okay, interesting, and I didn't think I was going to be going in here for a look at this crack. We have NOx now. Maybe is it all happening from battery going flat? So we have all voltage. NOx sensor supply voltage bank 1, NOx sensor 2 supply voltage bank 1. Voltage system low, blower reduction by energy management, function restriction caused by communication interruption. Generator mechanical fault. Could this be crap and just an alternator gone? I just thought maybe if with a CAN bus related fault in there, or LIN bus, whatever it may be, on our alternator. We're going to go out, going to have a look. We might do a little bit of a voltage drop testing. And I'm thinking the bonnet is open there at this point in time. It's pretty interesting the way this thing will give me a message. Car's running, doors open. I'm going to go out, might just get a power probe to start with, and just see if we got a good power feed at the alternator, and then we'll just check maybe on the little stupid scope that's on that thing to see what our LIN bus looks like. First look underneath the bonnet, just stuck on my battery tester. 11.4 volts, connected in my little power probe. Again, 11.4 here. Good ground, a battery terminal. good ground at our engine mounting, and we have a ground strap coming in there. It looks good. So initially, or from the get-go, our load is happening from the actual engine running. So we have, you know, a load of sensors in there, a lot of sensors in there that interior load testing. Here we can get maybe a bulb or whatever we're going to do just to do the load test, but initially I'm kind of looking and thinking it's just going to be alternator. I don't know why I think that, but I do. We're going to get the car up in the air a slight little bit, get underneath it, just have a look, make sure we have battery positive, no voltage drop on our power feed coming to our alternator. I believe it's in the back, and we'll also check the alternator for a good ground down there as well. And at that stage then we'll look at maybe the LIN bus. Might actually have a fast go or look in there first as well, just to see what the intelligent battery sensor has seen, and look at the LIN signal. Just for anyone that's nosy, intelligent battery sensor, it's a 3-wire sensor again, needs the power, the ground, and then we have a LIN signal coming out of it. So our ground is on the actual terminal. I'm actually just using the little multimeter there. So voltage, I'm going to go into the top wire. 11.5 volts. 11.5 volts. I'm going to go into the signal or LIN bus wire. We have a LIN bus here, so max 10.5 voltage, minimum 0.1 or 2, so it's a battery voltage signal, okay? Called, as I said there, LIN bus. Turn off that door, it's stupid. We'll go back down, we'll have a little look. We should be looking for, I think, the same signal down here on our alternator, okay? Okay guys, I'm going to try and get you to see this. The alternator is sitting at the very front of the car, and I meant to say that I did check to make sure the belt was intact first. Just to show you my load test on this. So I'm going directly onto the battery positive to start with, if you can see it up there. I'm only lying down on the ground for this test, and then I'm going into the actual body of the alternator itself. Okay, now I have the other wires up there, just one singular wire. Can I see it? You can see something luminous green. Isn't that cool? I don't actually know what that is, but you can see it on my camera. But up here, on the back of the alternator, I can't really get very there. I have that yellow and green wire. I'm going to back probe that now, looking for my LIN bus. Sorry, 10 volts maximum and 1 minimum. My back probing pin is sticking. Can I get it? There. Okay. I'm going to disconnect the block connector to make sure I have the LIN bus coming down there, and then I'm going to call out there. What I do see is I have an oil leak up there that could have created or caused the problem. Okay, guys, LIN bus signal is still happening there. Block connector. Disconnected. Okay, so that means our wire is intact coming from ECU down. And what am I going to show? Up top, what do I see here? Little puddle of oil, I believe coming from that intercooler pipe somewhere in there, which in turn would have most likely leaked down, give us the oil derived stuff at the back of the engine, and made the alternator fail, okay? I'm going to order an alternator. Machine up and running, smoke blowing out of a pipe, bladder fitted in situ, and I'm going to connect this thing together. Genie Mac. Okay, I can't do it with one hand. Should probably do it with my gloves on me as well, just for camera, because someone will give out to me for not wearing my gloves. Going to give that maybe a couple of moments, allow the actual smoke to work through the system and see if we can see anything in here. As I said, we have to squeeze up that clip at this point in time, and the bottom clip Is it coming from the intercooler or what? I don't know, but we're going to smoke it and just see. There is some kind of residue in there that could be to blame for this. Hopefully it's just that clip. Hopefully we don't have anything coming out now, and hopefully we can just bolt an alternator on. Okay guys, as I said, smoke tester up and in place. I have smoke. I don't know if you can see it down here, more so on a corner just there. It's off my light. It's coming right out of the corner, I believe. And hard to move, hard to manipulate two cameras into the right positioning, lad. That's as good a look as I can get you on that. That is right on the corner of my intercooler. So I'm calling intercooler to be the cause of our alternator. Okay guys, where are we sitting at on this car? A day or so have passed. I have ordered one of them and I have received it. Looking at and sizing up the job, it's a little bit awkward in there. We have subframe in my way, air conditioning pump. Something is going to have to make a bit of room in order for me to get in at that alternator. So yeah, we'll create a bit of a gap somewhere along the way, okay? Don't know, I was thinking maybe I might just loosen out a couple of bolts out of the subframe, leave it hang down. That was option one. Another option was to take off the air conditioning pump, try and see would it hang out of my way enough in order for the alternator to come down. That was option two. And I'd figure that out in a moment. But where am I going to stand right now? The bit of oil that we have coming down is coming from the intercooler, as we saw. Intercooler from the dealer is about 800 euros. I can get him only on eBay from Germany for about 250 or so. Part number I think I showed earlier on. And I'll turn off my headlight. I'm kind of rolling towards the eBay one. Just, I think it's too expensive. What that means then is I'm going to have to, unfortunately, because it's a business van, fit the alternator, leave it off with the intercooler leaking, and get him back in a week or so to fit the intercooler. That's my choice right now. Alternator is sitting there, Lucas part, sitting here, remanufactured alternator. That is specific to this car. So from the registration number, the actual alternator, there's a couple of different types, and that one is specific to this car. So that's not maybe the only one that you could need if you wanted to buy one. But for now, I'm going to see and figure out and look at this and see where I'm going to go, whether I'm going to leave off or loosen a few bolts out of the subframe or what. But that's my frame of thought right now. Pulled out the two front bolts, 2 bolts out of here, and I loosened these ones back here, but didn't take them out fully, okay? Because I have a lot of stuff, you know, NOx sensors, particulate matter sensors, oil level sensors, all that crack. So I don't want to drop the subframe down too far. But yet I've gained, you know, a little bit of room. Maybe I could do it taking out another couple to get another little bit of room. But I can see it a little bit more easily in there now. I have the alternator belt gone off or taken off. It's just a little 16 socket or something on that little tensioner, which will take it off. I'm going to take off the AC pump, just compressor, sorry, to just get a little bit more room. Again, visually, I think I've what, 1, 2, and 1 in there, yeah, 3 bolts in that. I'm not going to drain it, I'm just going to unbolt it. I removed my alternator tensioner sitting just in there, got in at 2 bolts, holding it on the alternator. 3 bolts, as I said there, for the AC pump. I just have that pushed to one side. As you can see, that little bit of an air gap to give me a bit of room. I have a socket actually wedged in here just to give me that little bit of space. And I'm hoping that I get it down and out there, the alternator. Cross your fingers and I give it a pull. As I said there, I don't want to degas that thing, so hopefully I don't have to. She came out all right. Not going to do any too much looking, and there's not maybe a huge amount of oil on it, but it is, you know, damp and wet back there. So could that have gone in and created a couple of bits and pieces of problems for me? You can see that we have our voltage terminal, battery positive terminal is there, and that one might be a little bit more, but we had plenty of room in here, so I'm not bothered about that. That item, control block connector, control wire is relatively in the same place. Retaining clip for the positive battery feed coming down, sitting there. Kind of all looks good enough for me. It might be slightly different, you know, on the outside of it, but yeah, it's good enough for me to say it's the right alternator, and it's going to get put back in now, and we'll see where we end up. Alternator up, bolted in, tensioner. Can't see me tightening the bolt if needed be, but that's her sitting in. Quite easy, little, what do they call it, divot and a spud. So I have a hole and a piece sitting out of it. Basically very, very easy. Going to squeeze that tensioner now. Back on the AC pump that's actually sitting just there. Put on a couple of wires, and yeah, we're going to put back up or something. I chose to put on my block connectors. So I have the 13 battery positive on. Block connector pushed in up the top before I put on the AC pump, just to have a little bit of room so I could access with my hands, and that's what I've done. So they're on right now. Now I'm going to roll on to sticking in that AC pump. And as I said there, we didn't have to degas it. Oh, there's up there, belt up there. I actually ordered a belt, but the belt I got was the wrong size. So I'm just after reinstating the old one with the, I suppose, the option of changing it once it comes back for the intercooler. For now, I think I'm done. I'm going to squeeze up my subframe again, put in a couple of bolts, and we'll go up then and turn the key. Back in the car, van. All our bits and pieces underneath are connected, put back together, whatever we want to call it. I'm going to erase faults before I go in and turn the key. At that point, we can place our bits. We had battery disconnected and stuff, so potentially it could be playing havoc with this. I'm not even going to look right now. We looked before we started the job. Battery I had on charge, as you may have seen with GYS. At this point in time, we have 13.1. Did I press erase, or did I press erase? There's a lot of tick, 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 tick going on down here. Just voltage, steering angle, we have to, right, that's all fairly straightforward. We have to calibrate our end stops. Okay, do we start first? Okay, we're up and running. So in order on all these Volkswagens, to calibrate your end stop, you have to go all the way to one side, all the way to the other side, and you just saw those two lights go off there. Maybe we should quick erase those. Oi! Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. And maybe our car should be not running at this point in time, but we are up and running. And maybe I'm gonna stall them out again. Quick erase. Actually don't know. Any shout now if you know what that means. Looks like control module faulty. Telematics control module faulty, but should we really care about that? What's in here? Oh yeah, we do know the bonnet is open. We do know also that we need AdBlue. Didn't focus on that at this point in time. Should I go? Should I start? Do we need to see anything? We'll leave it running for another moment or two. Do I need to look at voltages again? If we're seeing our voltages being right there, should we? I'm just going to leave her running for a minute or two, just so you'll see if there's any message going to pop up here. Maybe I should shut that door, shutting the bonnet. Maybe I could do as well. Just to clarify again, our running voltage. I think that's enough for me, is it? We don't have a charging system problem. We do have voltage, as I said, sitting there Are we done? I think I'm happy enough to call it done. I'll get out on the road in my own time, so I'll bring it for a spin. But for now, I think I'm going to close it up. I think you're happy enough. You don't need to see me putting in AdBlue. You don't need to see me doing anything else. Mightn't be a whole lot to it, and was a straightforward alternator. But could we have had a LIN bus fault coming down our control wire? Could we have had a power feed issue where the battery positive heads from the alternator back to the starter motor and back to the battery? Could we have had a ground related problem? Maybe load testing might have been an interesting test, but we didn't need to do a load test because we had the car running, so there was a load on it potentially, which is enough for me. We didn't have any voltage drops, blah, blah, blah. Fault codes were kind of even pointing at component failure, dare I say. Simple, job done. Little bit of an awkward alternator getting at, but nothing fancy really in this case. Look guys, please like and subscribe if this is any good to you, and I will see you all in the next cartoon. Have a good weekend, because it's normally Friday even that I put out my videos, and thanks for watching and subscribing and commenting and all that crack, and thanks boys, see you next cartoon.